Welcome to the 2016 State of the City for Colleyville. In this presentation, we'll cover those things that had the most impact from a city perspective on the lives, property, and quality of life for Colleyville citizens in 2015. We'll also take a look at the year ahead to cover the city's plans and programs, and what those plans will mean to the residents we serve. It was a busy year, and there is much to cover, so let's begin. In government, public safety is a top priority. If people don't feel safe, if they don't know that police and fire emergency personnel will come when they're needed, there's little else we do that matters. The Colleyville Police Department began and ended 2015 in the news.
We're here this afternoon to announce the identities of the two suspects we believe are responsible for the murder of Miss Anita Fox.
Early in the year, they announced an arrest in the murder of Anita Fox, a housekeeper killed the previous September while cleaning a home here. It was the city's first murder in more than 20 years. Within months, Colleyville police identified the murderers and the motive.
Discovered an elaborate, organized scheme formed by several individuals designed to obtain fraudulent life insurance policies,
and made the arrest in one of the most complex homicide cases in North Texas history. Near year's end, Colleyville police were once again in the news in a high-profile police pursuit to capture a robbery suspect. The unlucky robber was spotted by a Colleyville police officer within minutes of leaving the bank he had robbed. And between those two incidents, Colleyville police kept their eyes squarely on the business of keeping Colleyville safe. To provide a historical perspective on the city's crime rate, in 2004, the city's crime was one of its highest, with 365 incidents reported. By 2010, overall crime had decreased by almost a fourth, and by 2011, crime had fallen by another third. The next year, the city reported that crime in Colleyville was at a 21-year low. The next year, crime dropped again, falling to a 22-year low that reflected a 40% drop in crime over a 3-year time period. The following year, the crime rate dropped 17%, resulting in a 23-year low. This year, we can report that the crime rate in Colleyville continues to decrease. Overall crime in Colleyville in 2015 declined 4%. That decrease included a drop in property crime, which fell by 8%. There were 106 thefts reported last year, compared to 125 the previous year. That's a 15% decrease, which was led by a 33% decline in vehicle burglaries. Reported burglaries rose in 2015 with 16 residential burglaries, 7 more than the 9 reported in 2014. Violent crimes also increased from 10 incidents in 2014 to 15 last year. Violent crimes include rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. City leaders in Colleyville police attribute much of the continued decrease in crime to community policing, placing patrol officers in assigned areas so they can develop working relationships with residents and business owners in a specific part of town. Building on that solid foundation, Colleyville police employ a multi-layered, proactive approach to keeping crime at bay, including intelligence-led policing and situational awareness of persons, places, and behaviors. This allows the department to quickly collect, analyze, and map crime data. And that lets them deploy resources and employ tactics that are targeted and effective. Beyond that, the role the Colleyville community plays in stopping crime can't be underestimated. It is a key factor. Whether citizens on patrol, alumni from the Citizens Police Academy, neighborhood watch groups, or simply alert citizens, keeping crime at bay in Colleyville is a community effort. And it's working. In the past 5 years, the overall crime rate in Colleyville has fallen 52%. Like the police department, Colleyville firefighters also spent time in the news. For them, it was with two high-profile fires. The first was in the spring at the home of a former Colleyville mayor on Oak Knoll Drive, and the second took place on a quiet summer Sunday at Schroeder Orthodontics. Battling large fires makes the news, but beyond the headlines and out of sight of the cameras, firefighters work to keep those fires in check, protecting surrounding homes and businesses, and keeping them safe and undamaged. The Oak Knoll and Dental office fires were only two of the calls answered by the Colleyville Fire Department in 2015. There were 1,651 others. 540 were fire-related, 152 were service-related, and EMS responded to 959 calls. But Colleyville firefighters are in action long before the calls come in. They start fighting fires before they have a chance to start. The Colleyville Fire Department spends hours educating the community about preventing fires. The Citizen Fire Academy, open houses, kids' fire camp, station tours, school visits, and other community events are great ways to be involved in the community. They also serve as opportunities to teach fire safety. Working in partnership with the community has made Colleyville one of the safest communities in Northeast Tarrant County. And few things affect quality of life more than feeling safe and secure at home and around town. While keeping Colleyville safe may be the city's top priority, keeping it in working order is no less important. Maintaining and improving the city's infrastructure is paramount in protecting property values and adding to the quality of life of those who live and work here. Regular road repair and rehabilitation included Jackson Road, Cheek-Sparger Road at Heritage Avenue, and Pleasant Run Road between John McKay and L.D. Lockett Roads. High-profile projects included the roundabout at Cheek-Sparger and Jackson Roads came online in the spring, making it Colleyville's fourth roundabout. Road reconstruction and drainage improvements in the Kingston Estates subdivision was completed. Quiet zones are now in effect at all three railway crossings at Bransford, John McCain, and Pleasant Run Roads. Pedestrians and bicyclists along the Cotton Belt Trail at both the Bransford Road and Pleasant Run Road crossings can now use flashing crosswalk signage for safer street crossing. The Pleasant Run Road project from Mission Lane to Bogart Drive kicked off early in the year just before a week-long ice storm brought North Texas to a virtual standstill. Heavy rains through the spring also had an impact on the project. But 270 construction days later, on schedule and under budget, Pleasant Run Road was rebuilt and reopened. The lifespan of the section of Pleasant Run Road is expected to be 40 to 50 years, with only minimal maintenance. In the summer, the Colleyville City Council resumed planning for the Glade Road project. The initial phase will cover Bransford Road to Manning Drive. It includes a roundabout at Riverwalk Drive, realignment of the Bedford Road intersection, lowering the road at Bluebonnet Drive to improve the sight distance and removing the stop signs at the intersection, left turn lanes where warranted, and addressing undersized box culverts under Glade Road at Riverwalk Drive. It also includes pedestrian access on both sides of the road. A roundabout at Bransford Road has been taken off the project plan due to challenges in constructing a safe roundabout in the limited space available at that intersection. Traffic at that intersection will continue to be controlled by a four-way stop. Construction should begin this summer. While streets and roadways are some of the more visible aspects of the city's infrastructure, much of it is seldom seen, like the Colleyville water and wastewater system. Facing an aging system in many areas, the Colleyville City Council is working to safeguard its long-term integrity. To ensure adequate funding for infrastructure maintenance and renewal, changes to the rate structure for these services went into effect in December. For residential customers, the biggest change will be phasing out the city's historical subsidy for the first 2,000 gallons of customer water use at the rate of 500 gallons a year over a 4-year period. That means the base rate will gradually increase from $13.55 in December 2015 to $13.90 by the end of 2018. We'll finish our discussion on infrastructure with TxDOT's State Highway 26 project. While not a city project, it is a big part of Colleyville's infrastructure. This month, TxDOT made it official. The first phase from Grapevine to south of John McCain Road is finally complete. There are still a few inspections to be done, but this chapter is soon to be closed. According to TxDOT, the next phase should start around the middle of the year and encompass State Highway 26 from John McCain Road to Brown Trail. It will be a 6-lane roadway with medians as mandated by TxDOT safety regulations, as well as 8-foot sidewalks on each side. It will also realign Tinker Road and Oak Point Drive into a single signalized intersection. The order of construction is still to be determined by TxDOT. This is the largest road construction project in Colleyville's history, and while it remains a state project, the City of Colleyville is making preparations for coordinating with our businesses and residents to lessen the impact of construction. The city is committed to doing everything within our influence to act on the lessons learned from Phase 1 of this project to ensure the same mistakes are not repeated. Staff reassignments have already been made, and plans for promotional support to Colleyville businesses during construction are in the works. For many Colleyville residents, keeping things in working order also applies to the city's 13 parks. In fact, almost 2/3 of the residents who responded to the most recent citizen survey reported using city parks several times a year. Much of the Colleyville lifestyle centers on getting outdoors, and the city's extensive park and trail system provides a place to do just that. Regardless of the season, a nice day will find people in the parks, making a pickup basketball game, a chance to try new soccer skills, runners and cyclists on the Cotton Belt Trail, or the sound of a bat connecting with a baseball or softball. This year, in addition to ongoing maintenance and care of 219 acres of parkland, new grass was installed on the soccer fields at Pleasant Run Park, along with installation of a new playground at that park. Tennis and basketball courts were resurfaced at City Park. A new fishing pier was constructed at the Colleyville Nature Center, and when heavy rains washed away much of the playground surface at Sparger Park, crews were on site to make repairs to reopen the park by the next weekend. The long-awaited Cotton Belt Trail connection between Colleyville and Grapevine will soon be a reality. As part of the most recent State Highway 26 reconstruction, the city had TxDOT construct the portion between the Pool Road, Brumlow Avenue intersection and the Colleyville entry sign. In December, the city began construction on the remaining section, from the entry sign to the existing trail on John McCain Road. This part of the trail was planned to be completed within the first phase of the State Highway 26 road project. However, the city chose to make this trail connection a new gateway to Colleyville by purchasing the additional property to provide a pocket park with a seating area with benches, more trees, and a multi-function drinking fountain. It will be finished by spring. And when not in the park or on a trail, more organized play is available through the recreation, fitness, and learning programs offered all year round. The city's recreation programs include yoga, dance, soccer, golf, and summer camps, all of which are gaining more interest and participation each season. In fact, Colleyville's girls volleyball program is one of the most popular in Northeast Tarrant County, outpacing similar programs in Grapevine and Southlake. Now in its 12th year, the Colleyville Public Library continues to be a mainstay for learning and educational opportunities, as well as a social venue for Colleyville residents. Patrons of the Colleyville Public Library checked out more than 250,000 library materials and logged more than 133,000 visits, and almost 20,000 children participated in this year's summer reading program. While things are certainly busy inside the library, all that it offers cannot be contained by 4 walls. It also harnesses technology to serve those who can't be there in person. The library is in fact portable, offering more mobile apps for tablets and smartphones that allow on-the-go patrons access to ebooks, online catalogs, and digital magazine. Recently, the library introduced Transparent Language Online, which offers the opportunity to learn 95 languages with 1,500 to 2,000 words and phrases in each. It can be accessed on any PC, Mac, or tablet, as well as on iPhone and Android devices. And all that is required is a Colleyville library card. Providing better parks and recreation programs, sustaining a first-rate library, keeping crime rates low, maintaining and improving the city's infrastructure, none of these happen without a plan. So a plan to guide the city into the future is also warranted. For cities, these are known as master or comprehensive plans. In 2013, the city began taking steps to update the existing comprehensive plan, which had been in effect since 2004. While comprehensive plans typically have a 20-year planning horizon, updating a comprehensive plan every 10 years is considered best practice for local governments across the country. In 2014, the city and Half & Associates, the comprehensive plan consultant, began the process in earnest. Over the course of the next year, the city conducted public meetings for large groups and in neighborhood settings to gather citizen input and feedback that would be incorporated into the plan. Residents weighed in on development standards, density, future land use and infill, budget priorities, and commercial development. In October of 2015, a final public meeting was held to introduce the new plan, entitled Destination Colleyville. After 3 public meetings, it was approved on December 15th. But approval of the Destination Colleyville plan was not without controversy. Most of the disagreement centered on the 1.8 dwellings per acre minimum criteria, roughly half-acre lots for residential development. While this was the general standard for residential development laid out in both the 1998 and 2004 comprehensive plans, and is maintained in the new plan, the objections were to the intent of the plan regarding density levels for new residential development in Colleyville. Destination Colleyville frames future planning for Colleyville around these principles: preserving neighborhoods, enhancing the city's economic resilience, creating a connected Colleyville, enhancing Colleyville's character and brand, securing the economic spine of the city, and enhancing amenities and services. It then translates those principles into goals for economic stability, transportation, housing and neighborhoods, city services and facilities, future land use, and character and placemaking, and lays out policies, actions, and benchmarks for implementation. A key component of the plan details the future vision for Colleyville Boulevard, the city's primary corridor. As our main thoroughfare, it provides access to entertainment, retail, and dining, and is a mainstay in the day-to-day lives of Colleyville residents. As such, Destination Colleyville looks to enhance Colleyville Boulevard's role as a key commercial corridor. It also provides avenues for enhancing neighborhood amenities, such as pocket parks and trails. Beyond the subject of Colleyville Boulevard, there are specific chapters in Destination Colleyville that address transportation, addressing the city's network of streets, as well as Colleyville's trail system, housing and neighborhood, providing strategies to preserve and enhance the quality of life in Colleyville as it grows and evolves, city services and facilities, focusing on city services and facilities, including parks, the library, public safety and infrastructure, character and placemaking, highlighting ways to build upon the unique look and feel of Colleyville, and finally, implementation, how to institute and safeguard the principles at the heart of the comprehensive plan. In recent years, the success of our economic development efforts has been a high point. It wasn't always so. Colleyville's comeback on the economic development front continued throughout the year. In 2015, 105 new certificates of occupancy were issued. That's an average of one new business or business expansion every 3 days. In fact, the sheer number of now open and coming soon signs inspired the city's current ad campaign, A Sign of the Times. Not so long ago, unattractive buildings and all but empty shopping centers dotted the landscape along Colleyville Boulevard, the heart of our commercial community. Redevelopment started slow with a small building at the corner of Colleyville Boulevard and Main Street. But momentum was building. Now many have been redeveloped into updated centers with new retailers and restaurants. There is no doubt that much of that momentum began when Colleyville landed Whole Foods Market, which celebrated its first anniversary in July. It anchors a center that was redeveloped in 2014 as Colleyville Downs. That center is now home to Petco, Einstein Brothers Bagels, Aaron Brothers, Zoe's Kitchen, and Menchie's Frozen Yogurt, to name a few. In November, Snuffers Restaurant and Bar opened in Colleyville Downs, joining the growing lineup of Colleyville restaurants. But new development has also entered the fold. The Colleyville Stampede Shopping Center broke ground at the beginning of the year. It's now home to Jersey Mike's Subs, Teddy's Bigger Burgers, Snap Kitchen, Teriyaki Madness, Ideal Dental, and Pure Bar, a dance-centric workout location that's getting lots of buzz in fitness-minded Colleyville. The center will welcome the Buttermilk Sky Pie Shop this year. A winner out of the starting gate. By year's end, the Colleyville Stampede Center was nearing capacity. From a development standpoint, the building that houses Zoe's and Snuffers, along with the Stampede building, are the first ground-up, multi-tenant retail spaces built in Colleyville since 2008, a testament to the resurgence in bringing new retailers and restaurants to town. But the momentum hasn't been contained to the vicinity of Colleyville Downs and Whole Foods Market. It's caught on all over town. In the village at Colleyville, recent openings include Beverly Hills Bridal Emporium, the Sauncey House Kitchen, and the Village Lane Apothecary, which in addition to a pharmacy and distinctive gift items, also features an old-school soda fountain. Town Center Colleyville welcomed Luna Grill and Take 5 Birkenstock and will soon become home to the first Black Walnut Cafe in Tarrant County. Business growth wasn't limited to restaurants, retailers, or specialty services. It extended to corporate headquarter moves and expansions, and more medical offices. Business office space and new medical facilities mean more people working in Colleyville, and that increases the daytime population, something that restaurants and retailers consider when choosing a new location or site. For residents, that means more choices for shopping and dining, and an expanded tax base to lessen the burden on Colleyville taxpayers. Like the ad says, if you want to know the state of economic development in Colleyville, just follow the signs. Last fall, approval of the fiscal year 2016 budget ushered in one of the most ambitious years ever, much of it focusing on reinvestment in the Colleyville community. That means more improvements to city streets, water and wastewater renewal programs to maintain, replace, or improve water and sewer lines, valves, pumps, lifts, manholes, and inlets used to deliver water and wastewater services for the community. Renewed investment in our parks and trail system, which will include improvements to the Cotton Belt Trail and the LD Lockett Park Trailhead. Continued investment in economic development to bring new businesses to town and retain existing ones to diversify the city's tax base. And committing more funding for additional public safety personnel and equipment to maintain the city's low crime rate. We'll also open up new avenues to keep you informed about the city, including a new, more technologically responsive website that will allow full access, whether on a personal computer, tablet, or smartphone. And we'll continue to provide information via push communications like e-news and Code Red. We'll also expand our digital platform beyond Facebook to both Twitter and Instagram. Throughout the State of the City presentation, references were made to citizen surveys, which help inform and guide the decisions made by the city in providing services most in demand by Colleyville citizens. The city conducts citizen surveys every 2 years, and later this year, it will conduct a new one. We hope that every Colleyville citizen will take the time to respond to those surveys to help us identify, plan, and allocate funding for those services valued most by our citizens. In 2015, Colleyville continued to build upon its reputation as one of the best communities in North Texas. This year promises to bring more opportunities and more challenges. But by working in partnership with the Colleyville community, we hope to make Colleyville even better in the years to come.